We imagine motivation as this lightning bolt that will strike us one morning and make the hard things easy. We wait for it like someone waits for perfect weather before setting sail. But here's the cruel truth. Motivation is unreliable, inconsistent, and emotional. It's like a friend who only visits when it's convenient for them. If you keep waiting for it, you'll watch your dreams slowly rust away in the harbor. Discipline is different. Discipline is the captain that sails even when the waves are high and the sky is dark. It shows up when you're tired, uninspired, and unmotivated. It doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about your actions. And the beautiful thing is, the more you practice discipline, the less you'll need motivation at all. Mastering discipline means deciding to act simply because you said you would. It means replacing "I don't feel like it" with "it's time to do it." The moment you stop letting emotions dictate your effort is the moment you unlock a power most people never find, the power to move mountains, even when your heart feels like lifting nothing at all. Think of where you are now and where you want to be. Between those 2 points lies a bridge. Most people never cross it because they wait for motivation to carry them over. But discipline is the bridge itself, built plank by plank, day after day. It doesn't appear overnight. It's forged through repetition, through showing up, through refusing to negotiate with laziness when your mind begs you to stop. Motivation can get you started, but only discipline can carry you across. It's what keeps you moving when the initial rush fades. Every step across that bridge is a decision to move despite excuses, to advance despite doubt. It's not glamorous. But each small act of discipline compounds, and before you know it, you've crossed into the life you've been imagining for years. The secret is this: every time you choose discipline over comfort, you add another plank to that bridge. And one day, without even realizing it, you'll look back and see how far you've come. You won't remember the mornings you didn't feel like moving. You'll only remember that you moved anyway, and that will be the foundation for everything else you achieve. People waste years waiting for the perfect moment to feel inspired before they start. But here's the truth. Motivation is unreliable. It's like the weather, beautiful some days, stormy on others. Discipline, however, is your shelter. It works rain or shine. Stop treating motivation like oxygen and start treating it like a bonus. Your life can't afford to pause every time your feelings decide to take a day off. The truth is, if you rely solely on motivation, you'll only act a fraction of the time. Discipline is what gets you up when you'd rather sleep, keeps you learning when you'd rather scroll, and makes you push that extra rep when your body says no. It's the difference between dreaming about results and actually living them. The sooner you stop waiting for motivation, the sooner you'll start building momentum. Discipline may feel heavy at first, but over time, it becomes part of who you are. And when it does, you'll realize you don't need the perfect mood to take action. You just need the decision to begin. That decision is what changes everything. Every morning, life hands you 2 doors, one marked comfort and one marked growth. Comfort feels nice now, but it costs you later. Growth feels hard now, but it pays you forever. The disciplined choose growth before comfort, not because it's easier, but because it's worth it. Your brain will try to talk you out of it. That's why discipline must speak louder than your excuses. Doing the hardest task first rewires your self-image. It tells your mind, I am the kind of person who gets things done, no matter how I feel. Each time you pick growth over comfort, you build mental armor. And eventually, that armor makes you unstoppable, even when life throws storms your way. Start your day by defeating something difficult, and you'll carry that victory into everything else. The first battle of the day sets the tone for all the others. Comfort can wait, growth cannot. And once you've mastered that choice, life's bigger challenges won't feel like mountains anymore. They'll feel like warm-ups. Your mind is the most powerful muscle you own, but most people never train it. They wait for motivation instead of building mental strength through repetition. Discipline is mental weightlifting. It's uncomfortable, it burns, but it transforms you. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you're adding another plate to the barbell of your willpower. And just like muscles, your mind grows only when you push past resistance. Most people stop when they feel discomfort. The disciplined see discomfort as the starting line. When your brain says, "This is too much," you lean in and say, "Just one more rep." That's the rep that changes you, not physically, but mentally. It's proof that you can keep going when most people quit. You don't get a stronger mind by wishing for one. You build it rep by rep, choice by choice. Some days you'll feel unstoppable, other days you'll feel broken. But if you keep training, there will come a moment when you look back and realize you are no longer the same person who once needed motivation to begin. If discipline feels impossible, start with one rule, something you will do every day, no matter what. No excuses, no negotiation. This becomes your anchor. Whether it's waking up at a certain time, exercising, or reading, you make it non-negotiable. Why? Because rules remove the need for motivation. You don't debate brushing your teeth. You just do it. That's how discipline is born, through actions that stop being optional. When something is non-negotiable, it no longer depends on how you feel. You train your brain to act regardless of mood. And the more non-negotiables you add over time, the stronger your discipline becomes. These aren't random tasks. They're rituals. And rituals shape your identity. Every time you honor them, you reinforce the truth. This is who I am now. Start small but stay ruthless. Protect your non-negotiables like they're sacred. At first, you'll fight yourself to do them, but soon they'll become as natural as breathing. And that's when the magic happens, when discipline stops being something you try to have and becomes something you simply are. That's the moment when excuses lose their power forever. Discipline isn't built on grand gestures, it's built on the days you simply show up. Even when you're tired, even when nothing in you feels ready. Some days your best will look like a masterpiece. Other days, it will look like survival. But both count. Because discipline isn't about perfection. It's about presence. And every time you show up, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than your excuses. The secret is removing the debate from your mind. You don't ask yourself if you feel like it. You go. You don't check if the weather is perfect. You go. You make it as natural as breathing. And slowly, something changes. You stop identifying as someone who tries, and you start becoming someone who does. Showing up is a silent victory most people will never see. But it's the foundation for every visible success you will ever have. Keep showing up even if progress feels slow. One day, you'll look back and realize the person who never skipped became unstoppable. Not because they had endless motivation, but because they mastered the art of showing up. Every time you feel resistance, you're standing at a doorway. Most people turn away, telling themselves they'll try again later. But resistance isn't a stop sign. It's a compass pointing exactly where you need to go. The very task you want to avoid is often the one that will change you the most. Discipline means leaning into that discomfort, not running from it. When resistance shows up, it's not there to weaken you. It's there to test your will. Treat it as a signal that you're on the edge of growth. The moment your mind whispers, "I can't," is the exact moment you need to answer with, "Watch me." Over time, your brain learns that fear is just the first step toward strength. You don't overcome resistance by waiting for it to vanish. You overcome it by moving through it, one step at a time. The magic happens when you stop avoiding the hard thing and start embracing it as the path. Each time you push past that mental wall, you're building the kind of discipline that will serve you for a lifetime. The world applauds the big wins, but it's the quiet victories no one sees that build your greatness. The mornings you wake up early when no one's watching. The workouts you finish when you could have stayed in bed. The discipline you keep when quitting would be easier. These small, invisible choices stack up until one day, your results are too big for the world to ignore. Consistency is like compound interest. It grows slowly, quietly, and then all at once. Every act of discipline you perform is a deposit in your future. The problem is, most people stop before they see the payoff. Stay long enough, and you'll witness the transformation not just in your skills, but in who you've become. The most powerful rewards are never immediate, but they are inevitable if you refuse to break the chain. Keep showing up, even on the days you feel invisible. One day, you'll look back and realize those unseen hours weren't small at all. They were the foundation holding up everything you've built. That's when discipline becomes more than a habit. It becomes your identity. Most people think discipline is a prison, but the truth is, it's the master key to freedom. Freedom from procrastination. Freedom from regret. freedom from living the same year over and over again. When you command your actions, you command your life. Without discipline, you are a slave to moods, excuses, and comfort zones. With it, every door that once seemed locked begins to swing open. The real power of discipline is choice. You no longer live at the mercy of impulses. You live by design. It's not about forcing yourself forever. It's about training yourself until the hard thing becomes the natural thing. Over time, what once felt like sacrifice turns into pride. The grind becomes the gift. The structure becomes the strength. So, don't just practice discipline, own it. Let it shape you into someone who doesn't just dream, but delivers. The person who shows up regardless of mood, weather, or circumstance is unstoppable. When you master discipline, you don't just achieve goals, you rewrite who you are, and that is the ultimate freedom. Living a life you've built, not one you've settled for.